One of the most commonly asked questions that I receive on my workshops and via email is simple. Do I really need to use Photoshop to edit my photos? While some photographers learn Photoshop from the start, most begin in Lightroom, and rightly so. If you put a beginner in front of Lightroom and Photoshop, they're going to have instant success in Lightroom by just moving a few sliders with very little understanding, where Photoshop almost feels impossible to use without having some kind of instruction or someone that knows what they're doing to help you. While Lightroom is loaded with tools that are going to get your edit 80% of the way there right in front of you with really easy to use sliders, Photoshop really doesn't give you anything for free. You've got to know how to use special workflows to even get Photoshop to work with you. And that being said, it's obvious why people gravitate towards Lightroom. For the casual photographer or prosumer, as some people like to call them, Lightroom is a much smaller time investment, and you'll constantly hear that Photoshop is more powerful or it can do more. But is this actually true? Now, in today's video, I'll be covering what really gives Photoshop the upper hand against Lightroom and Lightroom Classic, and the few things that I still use it for today. And while Lightroom has certainly bridged the major gap between Lightroom and Photoshop the last few years, it is still just a bit behind, and it's never going to catch up because it's not designed to be a Photoshop replacement. Lightroom is meant for cataloging images, applying batch edits, culling photos, and doing a light to medium enhancements on your photo, while Photoshop, on the other hand, is meant for heavier adjustments, combining images, and then doing other things like graphic design, image collages, and all sorts of things like that. Now, as it stands currently, I do much of my preliminary editing to my images in Lightroom Classic, and sometimes I find that my images don't even really need to be put into Photoshop, but probably 75% of my images or so end up in Photoshop after Lightroom. So by no means am I saying, do I always use Photoshop, but I will use it if I need to, and I need to use it on probably about 75% of my images. Now, my standard Lightroom workflow involves adjusting basic sliders, using the tone curve, and checking both boxes within the lens corrections. In the off chance that I am doing a panorama or HDR blend, which is very rare, I will put that together in Lightroom, and if I'm doing a focus stack, I'll throw that together in Helicon Focus, and I'll link a video to Helicon Focus here if you want to see it. If I do plan on completing my edit in Lightroom, I will use the color mixer and the masking tools as well, but if I do plan to jump into Photoshop, I'm just going to leave these two alone and make those adjustments in Photoshop. So by now, you're definitely wondering, why do I even bother with Photoshop? What can Photoshop do that is so much better that makes it worth learning a whole new software? And Photoshop has a huge time investment. For starters, layer masking in Photoshop, which is most closely related to masking in Lightroom, is far, far superior. In Lightroom, your masking is relatively limited and very few mask refinement tools exist. In Photoshop, not only do you have tools to refine each mask, but it's really easy to make selections of literally anything in your image. Luminosity masking in Photoshop is substantially better than the equivalent called luminance range masking in Lightroom because it's so much easier to make refinements, smooth the selection, and just make your photo look a little bit more realistic if you want to severely darken, brighten, or saturate one particular area. Now, Photoshop has the color range tool, and that is superior to Lightroom's color range as well for all the same reasons as the luminance range masks. Photoshop's subject and sky selections are far better than Lightroom because they make perfect or near perfect selections compared to Lightroom, which often has a lot of bleed over, and that can make your adjustments look unrealistic, overdone, or just apply adjustment in an area where you don't want it to be adjusted. Having perfect selections is absolutely crucial when you're selecting the sky or subject. Even small imperfections will scream at you when they're present. So clearly the masking tools are more powerful in Photoshop, but where else does it succeed compared to Lightroom? Now, Lightroom's not capable of doing any sort of image blends outside of panoramas or HDR blends, which can be a huge problem for landscape photographers like myself. Focal length blending, time blending, and focus stacking are all really commonly used landscape photography techniques that will warrant you to need Photoshop over Lightroom. I tend to use Photoshop for other effects and workflows, such as the Orton effect, which can add a really subtle glow and color to the image. And while there are ways to add glow in Lightroom, I haven't quite found a way that works quite as good as the Orton effect, and I don't think anybody else has found a great way either. Additionally, I do have a couple of actions that do things such as removing stars from the Milky Way photos to make the Milky Way stand out, other things like creating pop in the image by doing a macro sharpen, and even creating a totally customizable vignette using blend modes in Photoshop, which does provide a better looking result. Additionally, there's no downside to using Photoshop since the Camera Raw filter contains all the same adjustments that you have access to in Lightroom, and this can be opened at any time during your edit. Photoshop also has a couple tools that are just plain better than the comparable option in Lightroom. The color balance adjustment in Photoshop allows you to control not only blue to yellow and green to magenta, but it also gives you red to cyan, which Lightroom doesn't have the option for. Now, the hue and saturation adjustment gives you more precision over the colors that you select in the image, and it allows you to push and pull those colors further. For example, you can take an image in Photoshop and completely change the color of something to any color you like, but in Lightroom and Lightroom Classic, you only have the option to change that color to a similar color with the hue slider. Photoshop gives full control over the hue so that you can make it any color you'd like. For example, you can turn a yellow tree pink, red, blue, green, orange, any color you want. Whereas in Lightroom, that red tree can only go orange or yellow. It can only go one way or another. Dodging and burning is also going to be better in Photoshop, and with numerous different blend mode options, it's far easier to paint light, add glow to the scene, or make something in the image more colorful. These effects can be replicated in Lightroom, but not as easily or as strongly as you can apply them here in Photoshop. Now, really the last tool that I like using in Photoshop is when I need to warp my images. You have so many options in Photoshop. A lot of you photographers out there probably don't want to warp your photos, but if you do, you can definitely get some great creative effects, which can help you to improve that lens distortion or make certain things in your subject more or less prominent. Within Photoshop, you have access to warp your image by many different ways. You can even go into the liquify tool and you can push and pull pixels, literally push and pull pixels in your image. So when you want to go in and warp photos for whatever reason, you don't really have options to do that in Lightroom. Lightroom's transform tools are very, very weak compared to being able to freehand anything in Photoshop. So that is another tool that I would often find myself using in Photoshop to my images. I totally understand that most people can't afford to spend thousands of dollars on the best f2.8 or f4 lenses on the market, so you're losing out on a little bit of background blur, but you can blur that background in Photoshop far more effectively than you can with Lightroom's lens blur tool, and you have a lot more control and accuracy over that as well. And I talk about that more in this video that I'll link here if you're interested in checking that out. Now, I want to be clear that the purpose of this video isn't to put down Lightroom or Lightroom Classic because they are fantastic pieces of software. The updates in the last 3 years to these programs has made it more powerful than ever before, and many photographers will be able to do anything they'd need and more within Lightroom and Lightroom Classic. I certainly love using it as much as I can because yes, it's very, very easy to use and it's easy to teach. But rather, this video is just to show you what you're potentially missing out on if you're not using Photoshop. The decision is yours to determine if the things mentioned here are worth it for you or if simply you don't need these features. Either way, you're still going to be able to create excellent images in either program. Now, if you're interested in learning how to use Photoshop and find workflows that work for you, I will link my Photoshop course here. Otherwise, I would love to hear your thoughts on the two programs if you have usage in both of them, and let me know if there's anything that I've missed. I always enjoy reading and responding down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for taking your time to check out this video, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so I can continue to deliver you videos that are going to help you to improve your photography. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.